It'll be abrupt.
Aha!
There we go.
Much better.
All right. Well,
I feel great about this.
I know. There's still tech to figure this out, and I gotta get my camera.
No. I really do feel great about this. I wasn't being facetious.
you look great, Kev.
Kevin, you're still a badge.
Listen, I know, but we had a booze delivery during all of this. True story. We've been out of alcohol for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Ooh.
Oh, you're handling this fantastically.
This literally was delivered while that was going on, and my wife made me a drink, so thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie. This is going to go terribly now.
It's birthday. That's why it was delivered. So
Whose birthday?
Julie's.
Today, really?
Happy birthday, Julie.
Oh.
Come on. Let's not rush it. Let's not rush it.
Wait a second. Do you have a whiskey and a Mike's Hired Lemonade and
This was all I had left in the house. And I opened it and was like, well, this is what I'll do. And literally, as the pre-show started, we got a text from a friend saying, check your porch. And we had this big... Yeah, Darryl, go check your porch just in case. And now we move on to this.
Hey, we just lost Darryl for 5 minutes.
How's everyone doing?
Good. Yeah, it's Carlotta's birthday, too. Happy birthday to Carlotta.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. So many
Happy
birthdays.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I chilling. About to start the weekend. Completely different than every other day.
Nobody's doing as well as Kevin is right now.
I don't even want to do this show anymore. I am ready. Can you guys do it without me is my question.
You want the truth?
Listen, technologically, if I hit a button, this whole thing ends. So there's your truth.
That's what I was going to say. The truth is no.
No. Yeah. He, how do you know he was going to make fun of you, Kev?
I didn't.
He's a kinder, gentler Ian.
I just asked. All right. I know things are tense, but we're all good people here.
Well, we have a long weekend ahead of us.
Yes, holiday weekend.
Yeah, that's right. We were just saying, I thought Memorial Day was later because my anniversary is next week, and we got married on Memorial Day weekend. But it moves.
Yeah.
Is this the earliest it can be?
That's
The
a great
last
question.
weekend in May?
Feels like it's still March to me, so I don't really know.
It's not the last weekend in May, I don't think. Because, our anniversary is the 27th.
How is it determined when
29th, something like that.
when Memorial Day is?
I thought Jessie would know.
It's the fourth Thursday after the second Wednesday, unless it's a leap year.
Marissa said, yes, it is the earliest this year, I think.
Guys, this sounds like it's Jesse's Science Corner.
Science is
Yeah, it might say Ian.
wonderful surprises right before your very eyes. Science.
Is that playing right now?
It was. Yeah, I took it off.
Oh, well, it's only a little bit of science, so yeah, don't
The
worry.
fourth Monday after the second Thursday?
Well, the sun has to be towards the North Pole
Why? Why would you do that?
after it crosses the equator.
I never get that. Whatever. I get Thanksgiving's the third Thursday, no matter what day that happens to fall on. I get that. But to say it's a Sunday based on where the moon is in April, it's come on, man.
Yeah.
So
How are you going to make me forget to memorialize?
just because this is a legit one, this is one of those legit ones, it would be nice to commemorate.
This is yeah. But I get making sure it's on a Monday.
Fighting. It would be so wonderful if there was no fighting going on and we could just have a Memorial Day for those who have fought on all sides, everywhere, all around the world. What a gnarly, unbelievable sacrifice. Everybody's doing what they believe. And it's going to really quickly get political. So...
Welcome to our comedy podcast.
I love watching it start to build.
It's funny. I wish we recorded our pre-show too, because we had some serious conversations, and
We did.
Yeah.
it's hard to get into comedy with a lot of deep stuff.
It helps
Every
if you get
conversation-
a big booze shipment.
That's also true. Every conversation I've had with friends typically turns into something dark. And then we go, come on now, stop it.
Yeah.
And then we say one thing funny, and then it goes right back to the same topic.
Yeah.
But you
The
know,
strong pull. The dark side is strong these days.
only Palpatine's niece is back. Granddaughter. Yeah,
Granddaughter.
only Palpatine's granddaughter. Spoiler alert.
Hey, this is Steve of the Punch Out Podcast. With me on this episode are Kevin Regan,
Hey, Steve.
Ian O'Shea,
Hey, Steve.
Darryl Charles,
Hello.
and our first storyteller tonight is Jessie Preisendorfer. Jesse?
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having me. Tonight, I'm going to tell you guys the story of how I asked Keith Miller to the Senior Prom.
Ooh.
Me, Keith Miller?
That doesn't sound like a girl's name.
It's not a girl's name. He was my section leader in band, and he was a friend of mine. So
Emphasis
And
on
your
the sex.
boss.
technically, he was my boss. Yeah, technically, he was my band boss.
Okay.
So my junior year in high school was pretty rough. I fought with my parents all the time. I fought with my sister all the time. I had really inappropriate crushes on people, and I
So
wrote.
junior year in high school.
My junior year in high school was
Yeah.
a rough year for me. I think I figured out what gay was, and I knew I didn't want to be it. And then I spent the next year just panicking about it. My junior year, I figured it out in 10th grade and 11th grade.
There was an internal battle going on.
Yeah, it was me hating myself really hard.
Uh-huh.
I wrote a
Is that
couple.
what you meant then by like inappropriate crush?
Inappropriate crush was not inappropriate, but like on people that I stood no chance of having, like
Okay.
not real people. This is when the Kate Jackson thing started, which, to be fair, really helped me out a lot. Identify who I was, the Kate Jackson thing, but at the same time, she's not real. Like, she's not a real person. So,
But inappropriate crushes help us keep ourselves feeling like shit, right?
yeah. I lived for Wednesday nights when that show would go on, which
Right.
makes no sense because I was a teenager. It was supposedly a great time of my life, you know. I went to see a play at the local college. It's a musical called Three Penny Opera, and I fell in love with the guy who played the lead. I developed a crush on the guy who played the lead, which he
It's
was.
falling in love when you're a teenager.
Ah,
Everything is
Yeah.
Was he a
Everything's falling. Yeah.
high school age or like older?
no, he was older. All of my crushes.
I fell in love with the nerds, the candy. Nerd.
I was going to say
Yeah.
I was a nerd. What? So stuff like that. So my mom actually found a couple pretty dark diary entries that I'd written. So she and my dad started sending me to a psychologist. So once a week I would, and that's a story for the next story I'll tell is about this psychologist. But
Stay tuned.
yeah, it's
Darryl, you're bumped. Jesse's going to.
Sorry. I completely understand.
wow.
I am in. I want to binge these stories.
The
So
lighthearted tale of a teenager in psychiatrist's office.
yeah.
I just
Delightful
watched
romp.
13, I just finished watching 13 Reasons. I'm in.
Oh yeah. Well,
This is the 14th.
oh my God, I had so many reasons back then. No, I haven't seen it because I can't watch it, so I don't know if that joke was inappropriate or
I
not.
just don't mean to make light of it. I apologize.
No, please. Looking back, reading these diary entries to do these podcasts have been heartbreaking and hysterical at the same exact time.
I can imagine as a parent seeing that, but as a kid, like what a beautiful outlet you gave yourself. And that's exactly what it was. Your parents came up on it, not know, like just coming from a parent's perspective, you were venting and getting this out and the venom was getting out in your diary. You were amazing at keeping meticulous notes and diary entries. And it is what kept you sane, I imagine. But as your parents found it, they must have been like shocked, of course.
Was your mom looking for it, Jesse? Did she
Yeah.
go looking for it?
Yeah, she had been through my stuff a couple times. I think I worried them a lot because I was a loner and I didn't have any friends. Well, redundant, but I didn't have any friends and I didn't ever go anywhere or do anything with people. And I didn't really hide it that well. It was between my mattress and my box spring, so it was like
Yeah.
anybody who was making the
Oh,
bed
yeah.
which she made the bed, so she was going to find it. And
She only had to watch like one sitcom and she knew.
yeah. So they sent me to the shrink, and I'll tell that story another time. But it was actually during my senior year. It actually gave me some confidence, which I never had before. And she was a terrible shrink who gave me some horrible advice. Just awful. But it was nice to talk to somebody who was outside the family.
Mm.
Somebody who wasn't related to me, who wasn't going to go back to my mom and tell her that I had feelings for people I shouldn't have feelings for. And I don't know.
Did you feel safe talking to her?
It took me a while because I'm not that kind of person. But eventually I was like, well, they're paying. I'm here. She hasn't told anything I've told her yet. So sure, why not tell her about this? It took a long time. Mostly we talked about my relationship with my dad, because my dad and I fought every single day.
Yeah.
And we would talk about that because the first time she started talking about it, like I burst into tears. So that was a nice juicy tidbit to grab onto for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So, but she gave me confidence. I did stuff. I tried out for the senior play, and I got into the senior play.
What was it?
It was 12 Angry Jurors.
Oh yeah, good show.
I was juror number 5, who's Jack Klugman in the movie. I was the immigrant.
Did you have any lines?
Oh, I had a bunch of lines. Yeah, there were only.
Did you have an
12 of them.
accordion
We
and a
all have
monkey?
lines, but where were you from?
I was from America because I couldn't do accents.
Or you didn't know accent?
Scottish one. Now, do the Scottish one now, Jesse. Come on, hit it. You got it.
What?
The Scottish one.
Oh, it's a terrible time to be a juror in this country. Nope, I don't even know what that is.
Perfect.
A great day to be a juror.
Oh, see, there it is.
That's what I was looking for. I thought you were gonna.
Yeah.
No, that's what I thought she was going to give you.
Oh, I'm reading my notes because I don't have my glasses on. So,
So you were the immigrant
Hey.
from America.
I was the immigrant from America who was discriminated against, and you know that movie, or you don't.
American.
I
Yeah.
know.
Americans are the worst.
I also,
Love it or leave it, pal. Sorry, go ahead.
I think we're all leaving it. Cut that out.
No, you can't leave.
Cut that
What
out.
do you mean?
Cut that out. I also got the courage to get a perm. My senior picture is a perm.
For the play?
Oh, come on.
No, for life. I got a perm. It was
Yeah,
You tell
You're
me
right.
when, Jesse.
you're right. I'm sorry. That is a life choice.
Come on.
do this
We have
senior
it?
picture. Kev, if you have it, do the senior picture.
Yes! That
Wow.
is so fantastic. That is Jesse.
That
This
is
is me.
that reminds me of Guy Smiley.
So the perm was just on the sides.
That's fantastic.
No, the whole thing was a
Oh.
mess of.
Did it
tight
come
color.
with the turtleneck dickie?
No, that was my mom's. That was my mom's. And I don't know whose
Oh,
necklace
that's so
that was.
precious.
Yep.
It all came together perfectly, though.
Yep. I said, do you want me to smile? And they said, no, you're doing fine. And I said, are you sure? Okay. All right.
No, we can see the pain in your face.
Yeah,
Don't ask you to smile.
that was terrible. Yep. But I had the courage to get a perm. So I talked to the majorette. I talked to the head majorette one time. Like I just had a lot of confidence.
With the
Oh.
perm?
With the perm, it was in my band uniform, so that gave me the strength I needed. So
Yeah.
I decided that I wanted to go to my senior prom. I didn't go to my junior prom because I was a mess, and I ended up like watching Mary Tyler Moore and Bob Newhart and Carol Burnett and Saturday Night Live, and
So difficult.
I stayed home, and everybody was at the prom, and
Did you go to like your freshman dance or sophomore dance, or did you not have those?
this was my first. I'd never been to maybe a junior high dance because I was on the student council and I had to go, but I didn't dance. Like I sat at a table and took money. I'd never been anywhere.
And took money, so you were working it. You were working.
I was working it. Yeah.
No, she was just a bully.
Pretty much.
That's fair too.
Give me your money. Give me
Be
your
a
money.
shame if that soda ended up on your jacket.
Hey, real quick, Dave Dritzis in the comments said he always wondered what happened to Annie. So looks great. I gotta say, honestly, as far when you said perm, Jesse, and I kind of when you sent me the photos, I don't look at them because I don't want to put too much thought into it. But it scared me when you said perm. That's not a terrible perm. Like, I always picture a perm being super tight and like.
Oh, you're sweet, Kev.
It was the 70s, so to be fair, this was very popular. It was popular.
He also liked to
Absolutely.
Kevin sweet trying to float that you didn't check the email because you wanted to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's so professional.
I'm sorry, Jesse. Continue.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So I decided I didn't have a boyfriend, obviously, or many friends. So I decided to ask Keith Miller. He was my trombone leader. He was in it. We were in a couple classes together. He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'll go with a friend. I called him to ask one night, and it took all my courage to ask him.
How long did you talk to him before you finally got around to that part of the conversation?
I don't remember that.
A while, though.
I'm guessing.
You knew that he would not have a date, or you guys were friendly enough to know that he didn't have one, or you were just going for it
I knew he didn't have a girlfriend
because he was in band?
because he was in band, and it was a really small school, so I knew he wasn't dating anybody that I knew about.
Did he have a perm?
No, he had really nice hair. Really nice hair. And we ended up talking for 2 hours that night. He didn't say yes or no right away. He didn't say yes or no. He said he was going to think about it and let me know. But we ended up talking for like 2 hours about college and his term paper and just all this stuff. I wrote down that we talked for 2 hours. So,
Wow.
so that was nice.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks went by and he didn't tell me anything. We saw each other every day in band. And
Wait, you asked on the phone call and he didn't give you an answer? He said,
he said, I'm very flattered. Let me think about it.
Ooh.
I'll let you know.
What?
Well,
Hey, you gotta play your choices, dog.
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it over here with all my requests.
The rest of them.
Yeah.
Thanks. You're the third one today, but
We're about 7
I
days
just want
out.
you to know you're up there. You're up there.
So this was about 3 weeks before the prom. So
Oh, you got time. You got time.
we had plenty of time. So 2 weeks go by, and finally he calls me and he says, "Listen, I'm gonna go with this other girl." So
Oh.
So
Yeah.
we're 1 week out? We're
1 week out.
away.
We're 1 week out.
1 week out, and
There's a girl from Bangor that he's been kind of seeing once in a while.
All
right,
right.
well,
Sorry.
I hear it.
Apologies.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Tough to beat. Tough to
Hey,
beat.
that's why he picked her.
I'll change.
The girl was from Canada. She had
Banger.
no morals.
I'll
Damn
change.
near
my
killed
name.
her.
I'll take out Bangor. No more Bangor.
I was mad at him until I found that.
Yeah.
Gotta go with
Wait
the
a second.
banger.
I have a quick question about like that interim when you're in band practice with each other, just nobody's saying anything. Are you ignoring each other, or are you still chit-chatting and
Pleasantries, and that's it.
I'm guessing I don't have any notes of it, so I guess we were just regular. Like he was in a couple of my classes. I guess we were just regular.
Yeah.
I don't remember being crushed when he said no, but I don't remember being surprised. But I don't remember, other than how the thing I remember most was how it felt to ask him, because it was one of the bravest things I'd done in my, maybe other than walking into the shrink's office the first time, it was one of the bravest things I'd ever done.
Right.
I'm holding back every tear I've ever had right now.
Oh,
This is
wait,
terrible. So 1 week out, he tells you he's going with somebody else.
he's going with this other girl. So that's fine. I hadn't told my parents because they would have pinned their hopes and dreams of a lifetime on that.
Sure.
And that would have been a disappointment that I wasn't ready to ford that stream yet. So 2 days later, I get a phone call. It's this guy named Jim Hooper. Jim Hooper is another kid in band. He's an exchange student from Australia. I've spoken to him maybe 3 times all year.
He called you to say good day.
Play.
Oi.
Yeah.
What did you play?
Ian wants to know, what does he play?
Oh, he played bass drum.
Ian, did you think she was going to say the didgeridoo?
I
I
hope.
I did not think that. Why would I think that? I'm American.
I would love that in a marching band.
Kristen Finger wants to know which brass number drum did he play?
I don't I don't know that. It was the really giant one that you had to have shoulder straps. And in marching band, when we went to band camp.
Yeah, she says that's base 5.
Oh, base 5. Okay.
Sure. Why not?
In marching band, when you were a freshman, you had to carry the bass drum to practice for the seniors. That was the hazing. So in the phone call, he said, Keith and he were friends. He said, Keith told me that you were looking for a friend to go to prom with. If you need a friend.
God!
That's bullshit.
So
All right.
It's not that seems decent.
Yeah, why?
Because
so
you're looking for a friend to go with. It wasn't like, hey, I'm interested in you. It's like, I just want
Right.
to go to prom with someone. And it's like,
Yeah.
hey, we're all
So
going to hang
I-
out as friends anyway.
So I had a choice. I could either be really pissed at Keith for airing my business out,
Oh, well, then there's that.
or I could go to the senior prom. So I decided I wanted to go to the senior prom. So I said, yeah. And he knew we weren't dating. We'd never spoken.
Sure.
So he knew there was nothing there.
Were you a fan of his accent?
He was asking.
He had a very light accent. I think he'd been in America for a few years.
Okay.
Oh, so it wasn't oi. It was like, hey.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds more New Zealand, but yeah, okay. I don't know the difference.
I have no idea.
Do you want to get a prom? You want to get a prom with me? Oi?
A
You
prune?
got it on a 6. You got to
No,
take
I
it to
got
a
it the
4.
second time. I got it. I'm with you, Ian.
Prison.
So at this point, I did tell my parents, who, as would be expected, flipped tables and chairs and lit fireworks and were just over the moon ecstatic because their previously emotionally unstable daughter had met a guy and was going to the prom. That's
not
how,
only that, was asked by a guy.
well, I made sure that's the thing that I want everybody to know. He asked me.
Yeah.
Nice.
He asked me because Keith told him to, but he asked me.
That's
Not the point.
irrelevant. That's,
My phone rang. So,
yeah, see?
yep. The prom was only a week away. So
Yeah.
we were in speed mode to get me a dress, to get me shoes, and to get my hair done, and to get me a bag.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were you going to get your hair more done?
I think just trimmed, maybe?
Can you
Get
get
a
it
little bit off the sides.
I really don't know, but I have in my diary that I got my hair styled. So I don't know what
Is it still permed?
Yes.
Yeah.
As
it's-
someone who
We
has
gotta-
another
I don't know where to
picture,
approach
answer that.
this.
Yes.
No, you have to perm the new growth.
I didn't get a perm. I think my cousin was my hairdresser, and I think he just, when it grows out too much, it starts going flat. I think he just cut the ends off, and it tightens up again.
Okay.
So,
By the way, it sounds like everyone you ever knew is gay.
Kevin, I still feel that way. I mean, Ian, I still feel that way about everybody.
I'm not sure. I just talked about it with my wife tonight. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I could go that way. I don't know.
Jesse thinks I'm gay.
I'm friends with Jessie, so
I'm on the
You
punch
know
up.
what that means?
I might be gay.
You might be. I think everybody's a little bit anyway, but that's
Hell yeah.
why not? Why not? So we go out shopping, my aunt, my sister, my mom. We went to the Lehigh Valley Mall, no dress, because of course it's a week before prom and all the dresses are gone. So then we go to the Easton
And
Mall.
I can't imagine you were much of a dress girl at this time.
Right.
This was my nightmare. This was
Right.
a nightmare for me.
Oh my God, yeah.
Trying dresses on would be like you trying dresses on. Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't fit. They wanted to get a dress that showed off my boobs, which is exactly what I didn't want. Like I didn't
Right.
want anybody looking at me at all, much less that. But it was something I had to do. I wanted to go to prom, so my mom was making a big deal. Also on the
Are
first
you
floor,
wearing that dress tonight?
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm wearing the bottom half of the dress, but not the
I was just saying, did you find a Western sort of pearl button dress that you could wear for the?
not a pearl button, but somebody in chat just said the Deb shop because we used to shop at the Deb shop when I was a girl.
Okay.
You gentlemen won't know what that is, but we would
I know
go.
what the Deb shop is. Please, I worked in a mall for 15 years.
Oh, all right. So what you would do is you'd save up your babysitting and your allowance money and go to the Deb shop and buy a $5 shirt to wear for roller skating on Friday night.
Is that like a Justice or like a Hot Topic?
I don't know what those things are. So,
Closer to a Justice in the day, I guess.
Or just like one of those stores that like sells like, you know, adult toys and like T-shirts in the back, and also like some really thank you Forever 21. Got it. Never mind. Move on.
okay. The shirts were so cheap that you'd wear it for like 3 hours, and if you sweat too much, it would start to fall apart. Like it was literally cheap. But so we finally got it. We finally got a dress, and we finally got shoes, and we finally got a purse. And during this week, Jim and I talked a couple times because now we were going to prom together. So we figured out the logistics.
Might as well talk.
Might as well
Chit chat.
might as well have a conversation.
Yeah.
He wasn't professional like Kevin.
Do you, do you want to point them out in the photo of the band?
Yeah, sure. Oh, this was this was jazz band that we were in.
Yes, Jessie. Let me ask you this: Did you feel good in what you eventually got? Like, did you like it?
No, it's a dress.
Okay.
There's a giant long dress. Terrible dress.
Dumb question.
Made
Ian.
of high heels
No,
that
it's not that it's dumb. When did you figure out that you were just like, I'm not gonna like it, so whatever the hell?
When she left to go to the store.
Then my next question is, why did it take so long?
because they were.
Mom, you just go.
First dress and just like, fine, thank you, bye.
It took
Sure.
forever because there weren't any good dresses left.
No.
What
Because
do you
they were.
care?
Yeah, but they.
No, but yeah, I get
It's
that.
still got
I get it. I'm not like
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't want anything, but you don't want.
it has to fit. It at least
Has
has
to
to
fit.
fit.
I
Yeah.
didn't want something that didn't have shoulders. I didn't want something that was too short. I don't know.
All right, so which one is he in this photo?
He's actually not, but Keith is sitting next to me.
Okay.
That's Keith.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a jerk here.
And where would that be?
Where are you, Jesse?
He's dead center.
I'm in the center.
I'm sorry. Is this a joke? Like,
Point out Keith.
You see the two trombone players in the
Yes.
middle sitting down? I'm one of them. You
Got
figured
it. Okay, found you. Got you. Right.
I told you.
You need to get those glasses in HD, Ian. Like,
Yeah, Ian, when you read your kids Where's Waldo, are you ever able to find Waldo, or do you just give up?
I don't read to my kids.
he just makes them look till they fall asleep.
Yeah, it was a bass trombone. In concert band, we played bass trombone.
I knew it.
Yeah, did you?
No.
You? Okay.
I don't think he did.
For God's sakes.
So the day of, my whole family is out in the driveway, getting ready to take pictures. It's seriously like the first of the family has ever like gone to college or something. It's ridiculous. My dad had to go. My dad had to go pick him up because he didn't have a driver's license for the United States. So
Your dad?
my dad went to pick him up, and then I was going to drive us to prom and back.
Hooper couldn't drive.
Oh, the Australian kid didn't have a license.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim didn't have a license.
Yeah.
Dad was fully licensed.
He was.
Right. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we went to this banquet hall called Charlemagne. It's not around anymore, obviously. It's about a half an hour from
It's
my house.
For a human trafficking ring.
Yeah, probably. The prom was fun. I remember it went really fast, so I guess I was having a good time. The food was mediocre, but I actually fast danced for the first time with other people around, and I actually
With your date, did you like dance with your date and like hang out with your date?
yeah, and then we slow danced together, oddly enough. So that was the
Yeah, it's
first.
prom. You're supposed to.
Yeah, and we.
Jesse, I will only bring that photo up when you want me to bring that photo up. So you got to cue me on that one.
Oh, we'll do it now.
Oh my God, bring it up.
Do it now, because we're at the prom. There it is.
There it is.
There's
So my favorite part was
Oh.
when you sent it and you said it's
look
in a
gorgeous.
photo. Although I feel like you or someone took a cigarette to that photo and was
no,
like,
I think it got wet.
yeah.
Because it's a real photograph. Yeah, it got wet.
You look absolutely beautiful.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
Like really, you're adorable.
Who's the portrait on the mantle above you?
That's my sister, and I'm the one above my shoulder.
Okay, that's your
Yeah.
sister. I wasn't sure if it was like a jean jacket wearing Jesus or something.
Oh,
Not all.
Not quite. Not
And
quite.
whose urn is above his left shoulder?
Nobody's urn.
No.
It's just decor for the mantle.
That bow tie is something. Look at that thing.
and I have a
Yeah.
quick question about your fire utensils. Did you have all of them? Every fire utensil ever created?
Yes.
We had a lot of fires. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you looked absolutely beautiful. You picked the right dress. You looked fantastic.
I picked nothing. I wore it and I put a smile on my face.
Okay.
You have a wonderful smile.
I was also really looking forward to it because it was one of those things that I wanted to do, go to my senior prom, and I was going to do it, and then I was going to cross it off the list.
Right.
Never have to
I
do
think
it.
it's like that for most people. Like I know it was like that for me. Like it just like I just do it, get it over with, but you have to do it. It's like high school, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel
And
bad.
then there's people that are dating at the time, and then it's like a whole thing. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was too cool for senior prom, so I didn't go, and I really wish I did.
I went with a friend of mine because it was like, this is senior prom. We're supposed to do this. I participated in like one day in senior week. Might as well do the prom.
You
Yeah.
checked off every box, Darryl. Yeah, did it.
Some of them I didn't. I was a little timid, but that's not a story for right now.
Jesse, Aaron's asking, did you take a limo? Although I think you said you drove, right?
No, I drove our car. I drove Jim and I in our car to the prom
With your dad's license?
with my own license.
Okay, all right.
I didn't have a car, but he gave me the family car. So we went to. He brought me a corsage, which my mom kept in the refrigerator for months and months. This was a big deal, I realized, for my parents, even more than for me. So I'm glad now that I did it. I'm still glad for me and for them, but really glad for them that they got. I don't know. My sister went to all this stuff, so they had a girl that was really into it, and then me.
Have you talked with them since about that? I don't know, like that was satisfying for them, but not for you, or did any of those conversations ever happen with you and your parents?
Did they know?
Not with my dad, because my dad died like 10 years later. So my mom and I talked about other stuff. We might have mentioned this, but it wasn't anything that was on her radar as a conversation. So
that picture didn't like rest on the mantelpiece for your entire life.
no.
Yeah.
No. It
Next
was
to the urn.
in a drawer in my desk,
Yeah.
in a stack of pictures.
Uh-huh.
So we went to the prom. We had a good time. At the end, there were a lot of kids that were going to Denny's. I wasn't one of those kids, so I drove them home.
Yeah, I was always more a Waffle House kid.
Yeah. I wanted to get home because I'm not a real social person anyway, and I think that's been my whole life. But
Well, I mean, the later you stay out, the more likely it is that somebody's going to ask you to kiss something.
yeah.
I mean, like, right? I mean, you want to get home because you were in a place. You're like, okay, I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. Want to go home?
Yeah. Well, the lights came on, I remember, and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Let's go." And I,
Leave.
Every guy's wet dream.
So you're trying to go to Bangor? I don't live in Bangor. I'll talk to you later.
so we pull up to his house, and on the way home, I find out we're just chatting. I find out that he's 18 years old, which is fine. I don't care because I'm 16 or 17. It doesn't matter to me.
He could be 103. You're not attracted to his species.
Right. And he also tells me this was his third prom because he went to 2 in Australia. And this was his
Traveling the
third prom.
world, going to proms.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
So I'm like,
They brought in a ringer.
Was he a Hemsworth?
and you picked me? So I drop him off, and he's got his hand on the doorknob, and I've got my foot on the gas ready to tear out of there. And he says,
This close.
he says, thanks for driving. And he leans over, and I'm like, damn it.
Oh no.
So I lean over back, and he kisses me. And it was as bad as I had hoped it wouldn't be. And then he does the thing Bobby talked about, where he just kind of sticks his tongue in my mouth, because I guess that's what he thinks I wanted. And I sat there, I was like, okay, this is
Just like,
I went to my prom, got to get the car home. Alrighty. Alrighty.
You got out the car like, nailed it.
3 for 3.
Yep.
I learned at my second prom not to play timid.
You learn to not read the room somewhere between the second and the third prom.
No, yeah.
Jesse, you don't know. You might have made him Thor that very day.
I might have.
You might have pushed his energies into a different direction.
I don't want to think about where I pushed his energies at all.
These are the worst.
Thank you, Jesse.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was beautiful.
That was a good one.
Man.
I thought when we saw that picture that then Jesse would tell us that both those people are dead and are haunting a hotel somewhere.
Well,
The Overlook.
which two people are we talking about? These two? Because we know one of them's not dead.
Well, I know, but
And just told this story.
I realize that.
Oh,
But
okay.
if we explain every joke, then I look like an asshole, Kevin.
Oh yeah, that's when it happens, Ian. Jesse, tell me real fast, what is this though? Because we never got to this, and I wanted to know what you were.
That was me just cheering at softball.
Okay.
I was cheering at softball.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were pulling a
I could've
Lieutenant
sworn that
Dan.
was- I thought that was Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, no. The week after prom, Jim and I were casually talking, and he said, are you avoiding me? And I said, no, just. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. I have a girlfriend at home.
Wait, in Australia?
Because I thought I had a boyfriend. I thought now we were boyfriend and girlfriend because he kissed me.
I went to prom with my friend, and still my friend to this day. I wonder if she remembers this, but I remember trying to go in for a kiss, and she was like, if you don't get the fuck away from me. And I was like, all right, well,
Wow.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
but
we're still
you
cool
think
because
you
it was
had
a
to-
friend thing.
You had to try? I mean, were you like, well,
That's what I felt like. I was like, we danced, right? Yeah. And she was like, no. And I was like, all right, high five.
Are we already into Darryl's story? Should I play the... I didn't
No,
realize
no,
it
no.
started. Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't.
No.
My sixth grade dance with Jasmine, and this is like total Madonna days. She had white tank top and the puffy dress and the bracelets and everything, and we're slow dancing to, of course, the last song of every dance was "Purple Rain,"
Oh yeah, dude.
so you could really get some time in. And like, a quarter way through it, we're dancing, sort of the arm's length sort of thing, and she just said, "You smell like vinegar."
Oh,
And that,
Oh.
and then I think she just walked away, and I was just like, and that's basically like I've been trying to climb that ladder for my entire life.
Oh, man.
Should have been like, well, apple cider or.
Yeah, like the good kind. Can you use it for cleaning purposes?
Vinegar can be very healthy.
Yeah.
I don't think you smell like vinegar at all.
Well, I've done a great deal of work on myself internally and externally so that I smell like lavender and peaches.
You should have been like, well, you should smell my balsamic.
All right, Darryl Charles. On that note, the floor is yours. Our second storyteller is Darryl Charles.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, this is a story about a series of events that happened when I started working at the company that I worked at when I met all of y'all and before I gave it up to be a comedian.
Burger King.
Burger King. Yeah, I told Lori this earlier that is what we're calling it.
Yeah.
This is what I would call the company, because I don't tell people what it is. This is what I would call it on the podcast that I used to do. So anytime I bring it up, I just be like, Burger King. So anyway, I worked at Burger King. And, it was a complete culture shock kind of thing. But what they would do is they would have pub crawls quarterly. So, 4 times a year, they would have a pub crawl in a different part of Philly.
Yeah.
And, you're at work and then it's happening and someone tells you about it and you're like, oh, I'll do it. Especially, I should say, when I started working at Burger King, I made 4 times what I was making in grad school. So it was like 24 when I started. So I was like 25.
Wait, hold on. What were you doing in grad school? What was your...
I was a TA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was a TA and then
At what point did you start? At what point did you start exclusively wearing silk and tracksuit?
No, I never did that, but I did go out and get a nice Michael Kors shirt. I completely destroyed my credit at Best Buy. I had fun.
Yeah.
So, they tell you, hey, we're going to do this pub crawl. And you're like, great. I can't wait to go spend at least $100 on
I have a ton of money.
Right. Oh, you mean we all get together to spend this money? Cool.
Great.
Yeah. So I'd gone to one, and I had a decently good time, I'd say, at the first one. Got good and drunk, ended up taking a cab home.
I'm sorry, were you exclusively drinking whipped cream vodka or?
No, this was well, actually, it's funny. As a grad student, I was exclusively drinking malt liquor because I was poor.
Sure.
But then, actually, it's funny because I think my first gin martini was at a pub crawl on South Street where the bartender was like, I was like, I don't know, I'll have a martini. He was like, what do you want? Vodka or gin like a man? And I was like, I guess gin.
There's no other way to answer that, no matter what the situation. It's like,
Right.
The answer is in the question.
Yeah, pretty much. And so that what got me into gin. But I was, I don't know what I drank mostly. But yeah, probably gin and tonics. Yeah, probably.
That you were drinking strawberry shortcake vodka and vodka.
Whipped cream. And then I moved on to butterscotch for a while.
And cucumber.
Oh.
You're the one who turned me on to cucumber vodka.
Yeah, we would try different things. But yeah.
Anyway.
So pub crawl goes good. And, talking college friends, I've had, pretty much my friends from college, my good friends now, and was telling them then oh yeah, I went to this pub crawl. It was cool. And they're like, pub crawl, what the hell is that? So I told them, and if, I guess, everybody here knows what a pub crawl is, but if you don't, you go to a bunch of different bars and you buy at least 1 drink per bar. And it's 10 or so bars on the list.
How was it organized? Was it a bus? Were you guys taking a bus or were you?
No. We got there of our own volition, and there was no bus. You just showed up.
Yeah. And
you would see people that you saw at work or whatever,
okay.
And then you just go walking from place to place. It was always organized by one guy, and
life of the party.
Yeah.
Gary.
It was fun. And so I told my friends. And so what slowly started to happen was as I told them what happened, they were like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is a thing. I'm going to go be a part of this thing the next time it happens. So fast forward, 3 or 4 pub crawls later. Each subsequent one, I had more friends coming. So the one,
Darryl, was that a problem mixing the two worlds, your college friends and your professional friends?
Was it frowned upon?
It wasn't a problem. I think they were happy. The people who ended up going on a pub crawl, because where I worked, there were a ton of engineers and everyone was nerds. And so for a lot of people, it was just their weekend to sit and drink in Philly. That was the neat thing about it. So it was a small thing that did grow. And then I brought all these random people. The thing that I didn't like was that, part of it was a networking opportunity, right? There would be people who were higher up in the company who would show up, and you could get drunk and chit chat with them. Hey, I've only been working here for 6 months. how are you doing, person who is a senior level engineer? But after a while, you keep telling your friends at Burger King, yeah. But and then I should also say, I went to grad school. My friends did not, so I was the last one of us to make professional money. So by the time I was like, hey, we're doing these pub crawls, we all had decent jobs. So, they would keep coming and you bring friends, and then they got girlfriends, so you bring those. And so at this one, it was like spring '08, I think. And we had a ton of people. Kevin, I think it's time for you to share a thing.
Tell us what we're looking at.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is the list of the bars that were for the pub crawl. So it was essentially 15 to 30 minutes you were supposed to spend at each place. There are 12 bars. And you'd meet by 2, and then they're pretty decent distances, like quarter of a
guys would do
block.
after crawls as
Oh
well.
my God.
I don't think I ever made it to an after crawl.
There's an after crawl.
Pretty-
I didn't even get to. I
Who
didn't
would-
see the after crawl.
Like, who eats sushi after 12 bars?
Yeah, right. That's what I was going to say. There's sushi
Oh.
at the after crawl.
That is the last thing I want to eat after drinking a lot.
It's nice. Some of those places don't even exist. It was a nice trip down memory lane. Finding that early today, but I had 15 of my friends, people that were not associated with Burger King at all. So we had gone to a bunch of different. So okay, let me just say that this took place 12 years ago, and we're talking about an event.
You're a better person
where,
now.
well, no, I'm worse, a lot worse. But this is an event where you're going to 12 different bars, and you're doing shots, and then also drinking. So my memories are very sparse about what happened, but a couple of really neat things happened. As we were going to different bars, some people eat, some people drink. Some people eat, some people drink. And then you lose people, and then people just disappear, and then, some people show back up. But we were at Fergie's, I believe. We were at Fergie's, and we were all sitting at a table, and I had 2 friends there. Let's call them Sam and Diane. And they were dating, and Diane was like, "Oh, I want wings." And then everybody was drunk. She was like, "Oh, I want wings." And then Sam was like, "Wings again?" And the way he blew up at her.
The way
Everyone
it
was
is,
like-
Sam and Diane were together, so it kind of jumped the shark.
A little bit.
Darryl,
Yeah.
these were work friends or friends?
These were friends.
Friend friends.
These were friends. We were upstairs at Fergie's, and he blew up at her for ordering wings, and everybody was like, "What happened, dude?" And she was just like, "Man, she's ordered wings at 5 bars." He just couldn't take it. Let's just say that Sam and Diane aren't together anymore. It was kind of the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
And to this day, anytime any of us order wings, someone is gonna go, "Wings again!" It's just the best. But so then that happened, and then sorry, I have to go back. There's a reason I brought up that I did not know what I was doing with my money. So when it becomes this big thing, you dress up, right? I'm gonna put on decent clothes to go get drunk in the daytime. And so it was a spring. Is that spring or fall? I think it's in spring. Okay, but it was chilly kind of, and so I had a hoodie on, and it was a brand new hoodie. It was stark white with multicolored Marvin the Martian heads on them.
Nice.
That was the style of the day.
Was it?
So I.
My P-52 space modulator.
Nice.
It was hot. I was very happy with my hoodie. I bought it at Arundel Mills because if you're gonna go shopping, might as well just drive down to Maryland and do it, right? Yeah. Lousy with money, and so I was wearing that. And
That sweatshirt and that sweatshirt.
Yep. It's like, do you know I have a 401k? It's just, who even knows what those words mean?
Do you want the sweatshirt or not, sir?
I'll get it on store credit. And so I smoked cigarettes back then. So I was wearing my hoodie, and I was standing outside of one of the bars, and this dude came up to me. And I should say I was an engineer, but I worked in defense. All right, so very
At Burger King.
at Burger King.
All right.
The
Oddly enough, Burger King probably still killed more people. I mean,
I don't think that's true.
I don't think we can say that.
I don't think that's true.
Legally or otherwise.
We were pretty good at what we did. So
I'm just saying, heart disease is still way up there.
it is a top killer, but
Is this not comedy? Go.
So I'm outside and I'm wait, was that anyway? Oh yeah, I'm outside and I'm smoking a cigarette, and this dude comes up to me.
What did you smoke back then, Darryl?
Marlboro menthol lights.
Okay.
Classy.
Yeah, taste the flavor. So yeah, I was out there and I was smoking a cigarette, and a dude came up to me and he was like, "Hey, do you have any drugs?" And I was like, "What? No, I work at Burger King." And he was like, "Oh, I work at Burger King too."
Oh.
I was like, "Huh? So you're on the pub crawl?" He was like, "Yeah." Ooh.
Oh.
We probably know some of the same people.
Yes, I'm your supervisor.
Yeah. Yes. I was like, "Yeah." And then he just backed away slowly and disappeared.
God.
It was
Yeah.
pretty amazing. And the two things that I recognized from that was, one, he asked for drugs. In general.
A blanket ask.
Which means it wasn't weed he needed. Like no one who wants weed goes up to someone and says, "You have any drugs?" That's not. I don't know what he was asking for, but I promise you, I've never done it, and I didn't have it on me. And then secondly, I didn't realize that like I was still living where I lived when I was in college, and so the streetwear that I liked was what I was wearing, which means that when I was chilling in Center City, just hanging out outside a bar, I looked like the kind of guy who had drugs. It didn't hit me that I was like wearing drug dealer chic.
Oh.
But yeah.
Is that a fashion style, drug dealer chic?
I mean, essentially, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Marvin the Martian equals at least heroin. Like that's a given.
At least. Well, I mean, a crisp white hoodie with a bunch of multicolored things on it. It's like the kind of hoodie that says like, "I don't wash this. I just get another one." Like, I really didn't think about it.
P-52 Space Modulator is also known as Heron.
Yeah, that horse. Yeah, I didn't realize that that I looked like that on this pub crawl, and I was feeling myself because I had like a couple compliments throughout the day from some of those senior engineers.
Did you realize
Maybe you were like, out there peacocking.
Yeah, a little bit.
did it hit you then though? Was it like, oh?
Yep. No, that's exactly when it hit me. I was like, what? Why would he think?
Did you recognize the guy from did you have interactions with him around the office at all after?
No, I had never seen that guy before or since. And if I wasn't so drunk, I would have loved to have remembered.
Yeah.
Tell him that the jerk store just ran out of him.
Catch him on Monday. Hey, bud.
Wouldn't that be great to be like, yes, I do have drugs.
Yeah.
Regarding you send him a memo regarding your request for drugs.
Yes. Still interested?
Yeah. Copy all.
Give me 6 minutes to go clean out the grease trap of this restaurant, and then I will sell that to you for a great deal of money.
Yeah. Catch me outside the dumpsters.
Burger King.
Burger King, yeah.
Yeah.
Burger King.
Definitely. We don't have that kind of stuff. You got to go to Wendy's for that kind of business.
No.
Awesome. We're going to be sued by tons of people.
Nah, Steve is. This is Steve Roney's Punch Up Podcast. Never forget. Darryl, do you have any plugs you want to hit?
If you need a plug, I'm your guy.
DPF!
Yeah, well, yes, DTF, Darryl and Timmery Fun Hour. We have gone onto the internet because they've closed Frankie Bradley's. So, yeah, every Friday we have a new episode, and this month is our 7-year anniversary. So, yeah, it's kind of bananas. And so we have guests every week this month. So yeah, go on our Facebook page and see episodes of DTF every week for you. Get my album, Black Gentrifier. It's in stores.
That's a good album. Great album.
But yeah, go to darrylcharles.bandcamp.com and get it. You can also get it everywhere else, but if you get it that way, I get most of the money. So yeah, get Black Gentrifier at bandcamp.com. You can hear Mary Carpenter's laugh very clearly on the album.
And Dana, Mary and Dana.
Yep.
Yeah, you can definitely hear Dana.
Yep.
You will love it. It is awesome, Carol. Really, it is terrific.
If you're a fan of the podcast, Steve, do you want to do this or you want me to do it since I'm already on a roll?
Let Steve do it.
No, you do it, Kev.
Let Steve do it.
Kevin, you do it.
Everything.
Steve,
Stop
just
everything.
play him out. But Kevin, you go ahead.
I would love it. Steve, pick up the guitar and play me out. That
All right,
would.
I'll play you.
Oh, wait. It's not ready, but we'll do this.
I don't know. I don't know anything that's upbeat.
Kumbaya.
Crossbones, baby.
Play what
Kumbaya
you-
works just
Play
fine.
what you know fast.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
And start talking.
Okay. All right. But I drowned it out. The second I talk, it goes away.
Perfect.
So
Do it in sign language.
the Pancho Podcast, we have new episodes every Monday. You can watch them now through YouTube. We film them via Zoom, or you can listen to them on SoundCloud.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Thank you very much to Darryl for joining us. Thank you,
Thank
Eoin,
you.
Jesse, Kevin. Thank you to Comedy Sports, Don. I think we're done. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Love you guys.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Bye-bye.